this is $5,000. And this is $230,000. So what's the difference? Yes, $230,000 is a lot more than $5,000. But let's talk about how we got there. So just for the record, this is prop money. It's the same stuff you see on TV or in movies. It's not real, so if you see me at the grocery store or an open house, please don't rob me. But it gives a great presentation of money for the purposes of this video. So if you want, stick around to the end and I'll show you a little Hollywood magic up close. So according to the Federal Reserve Board, those are the guys that pretty much oversee the entire American banking system. The average homeowner has a net worth of just over $230,000. This is $230,000. The average renter has a net worth of just over $5,000. This little stack is $5,000. Which would you rather have? Now, just to be clear, I'm not saying that you're going to go buy a home and all of a sudden your bank account's going to have almost $250,000 sitting in it. But every financial guru in the world will tell you the same thing, and that is that owning your home is key to personal financial wealth growing consistently over time, as long as, and this is key, as long as you do it responsibly. Here's an example. Let's say your rent is $1,500 per month, which means you pay $18,000 per year to have a roof over your head. When that year's up, the $18,000 you paid, that's gone. You're never ever going to see that again. And your landlord, he's a nice guy, so he's probably going to want you to sign a new lease with a slight increase in rent. Let's say your monthly rent goes up by $100, so now you pay $1,600 per month, which is $19,200 per year. Just like last year, that money's gone. You're never going to see it again. If you add up your rent for those 2 years, that's $37,200 that you have absolutely nothing to show for. That's almost $40,000 that you spent on rent in the last 2 years, and it's gone. I want you to pause the video for a minute and add up in your head or on paper how much money you've spent on rent in your lifetime. Then run to the bathroom because you're probably going to be sick. I'll wait. So let's talk about your landlord for a minute. Whether you rent a single-family home or you live in a large apartment complex or a condo or a townhome, whatever you rent, your landlord probably has a mortgage and you're paying the bills for him. So each month, you pay the landlord who turns around and pays the bank. But the thing is, your landlord's mortgage is probably only $1,000 or so every month. So while he gives $1,000 to the bank, $600 goes into his pocket. That's why he's so nice to you and raises your monthly rent by only $100 each year. He wants you to stick around and pay his bills. Now here's the real eye-opener. Your landlord's monthly mortgage payment doesn't change. So every year that your rent goes up, it's more money in his pocket and it's more money out of your pocket. Let's say I'm your landlord. My current monthly mortgage payment is $1,000 per month. In 2 years, my mortgage payment is going to be $1,000 a month. In 5 years or 10 years, my mortgage payment is going to be $1,000 per month. In 15 years, my mortgage payment is still $1,000 a month. But that home that I rent for $1,500 a month now, in 15 years is probably going to rent for, I'm guessing, 3 times as much. Do you see where this is going? And this is before you even factor in the rate of appreciation of real estate, which as of today is just under 4% on average across the USA. Appreciation is the rate at which the value of real estate increases every year from the time you bought it. But once again, I need to reiterate, you need to be responsible, unlike many people in the mid-2000s that were not. Now don't get me wrong, there's a bunch of different variables and factors that can adjust your monthly mortgage payment, and every single situation is unique. But generally speaking, your monthly housing payment will stay very close to what it was when you bought the home. And of course, you need to be a little more responsible because you don't have a landlord. When something goes wrong, you have to take care of it yourself. But hey, leaky toilet, you gotta fix it or make a phone call yourself, $230,000. Or you can walk away with $5,000, and have someone fix your toilet for you. It's up to you. Now, one of the things I hear often from aspiring homeowners is, Zach, I would love to buy a home, but I don't have 20% to put down. And I tell them the same thing. You don't need 20% to put down. I didn't put 20% down on my first home. The federal government has a program called the FHA loan. It only requires 3.5% down. It's backed by the federal government, it's 100% legitimate, and it's extremely popular among home buyers, especially first home buyers. But wait, are you a veteran of the U.S. Armed Forces? If so, thank you for all of your service to our country. You can buy a home for $0 down and have an even lower monthly payment with something called a VA loan. There are mortgage options available for just about every situation out there. I would love to introduce you to some of our mortgage partners who can discuss options with you in much greater detail. Now, like I've said, I think 3 times already, you need to be responsible. And when you're ready to talk about that in greater detail, feel free to reach out to me. I hope this has shed some light on why it's much better to be a homeowner than a renter, and why it's even better to be a landlord. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask them in the comments down below. And of course, I would love it if you would subscribe to my YouTube channel and be the first to see every update as it comes out. As promised, I'll show you the movie Prop Money close up just after the outro. I'll see you next time. So here's the prop money that was used. The front, the back, in the middle, it is blanks. Nothing to see here. You can see the money up close here. At the front, there's a version of Ulysses S. Grant who's on the normal $50 bill. He looks a little more upset in this picture. Clearly it's for motion picture use only. The backside, a normal $50 bill has the U.S. Capitol building, but this has what I believe is a made-up building because it doesn't look like anything I've ever seen. Obviously for motion picture use only. In PMM we trust. PMM is Prop Movie Money. They are the suppliers of the money for this film and other films in Hollywood and TV. PropMovieMoney.com if you want to check it out. There you go.